I present to you Miches, Dominican Republic. So this area is not talked about as much. And I'm here at a grand resort. Empty. There's one couple there. So pretty low key. And you know, I kind of like it. Fun. Punta Cana is awesome. You know, there's other places you can go on the island that are a great time. But like many of you, very stressful work. It's nice to just relax and take in the ocean alone. Look at this beach. Hardly anyone here. It's great. The ocean's kind of an emerald color, so Dominican Republic's known for beautiful Caribbean blue beaches, but this more of the Miches in Dominican Republic here has more of an emerald color, so it kind of reminds me of, you know, perhaps St. Petersburg Beach in Florida, right? So look at this beautiful mountain over here. Let me try to zoom in. So not your typical white sand, Caribbean blue that you might be used to in the Dominican Republic, yet still very beautiful. And this is just so relaxing just to be out here. No one here. Miches is unfettered. It's natural. It's beautiful. It's tranquilo, as they say, which just means relaxing. Look at this place. Comment in below. I'm curious. I'm very curious. How many people would love to vacation here? You know, somewhere different, not your typical Punta Cana busy vacation. Just away from it all. Almost a beach to yourself. You know, not quite. I mean, there are some people, but very relaxing. This is exactly what I needed. I've got a lot of stress due to work, and that's okay. I'm okay with stress. I feel like stress makes me stronger. I push through it, and a little bit of stress I feel like is, for me, is a good thing. It just pushes me towards my goals and going to where I want to be. So I'm grateful. Look at this over here. We're not going to talk about stress right now. We are going to talk about this beautiful beach. Look at this. Not sure if it's capturing this in the video, but over there is such a beautiful emerald green. It's kind of over here. It looks like there's some new developments over there. So that's one thing as well. I want to mention that this area is still unfeathered for the moment, but it's about to blow up. It's about to really grow. There's a lot of interesting things going on right now. So, you know, I was made aware that some pretty big hotel chains are popping in, and there are going to be a lot of resorts here. And I'm told that they may have some flights coming to Miches soon. As of the moment, it's about an hour to hour and a half from the Punta Cana airport. But soon, I think this is going to change. It's going to be like this, you know, forever. So if you want to enjoy it as is, where just look, nobody hardly, couple people in a major resort right there. Hardly anyone here. And I love this. This is wonderful to me. Just no water, like empty. Love it. Just at the moment. I mean, I like Punta Cana as well. I love going to Punta Cana and having a good time, but you know, this last month has just been incredibly stressful. So it is nice just to have this vacation, just to break loose, you know. How many of you feel that way? You know, do you feel sometimes that it just feels like it's caving in on you? You know, it's just too much sometimes. I'm curious. Comment below. I mean, it's like vacation like this, something that you feel like would help you. Would this help you feel? Would this help kind of take that pressure off? I love just hearing the waves coming. So, I also want to just mention that I'm going to start creating content. And I've actually already created some content, but I haven't posted it online yet. My very first video actually was in Mexico. So that will be coming soon. I might need to do some editing, or I might not. I might just post it as is. But it's that was my first video in Mexico. And working title at the moment, Breaking Trends, and the reason for that, I am in the finance world. So in finance world, you know, you study trend lines, you study some study what they feel may be happening in the market, whether stocks breaking 50-day, 200-day moving average. And there's other trends that people in finance, some study, you know, some don't. But anyways, it's not about that. Breaking Trends wasn't about that. And again, it's a working title, but Breaking Trends is more about doing things outside the box. So I travel a lot. I spend quite a bit of time outside of the United States. And this started about 5 years ago. I felt like just this weight on me all the time of just, you know, stress and a lot of things going on in the U.S. right now. I mean, it's a great country, of course, love it, but no country's perfect. Neither Dominican Republic, but hey, I do love this country. I've been coming here for over 10 years. And I love this country. So what do I love about the Dominican Republic? Well, I love that it's got beautiful beaches like this. I love that you're more or less left alone. That you know, one of the big things, you know, we're told in the United States is land of the free. With so many cameras everywhere and so many laws and new ones being made every day, sometimes it doesn't feel so free. Like I said, I love the United States. I'm grateful for what the United States has done for me. Don't get me wrong. But here, for example, there's not a camera everywhere. There's not, you know, I'm trying to give you a ticket. You know. There's not a camera in everywhere you walk in the city. So, oddly enough, I don't think they have, you know, I'm not quite sure what their slogan is. But I feel free here. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to travel here. I'm grateful for the Dominican Republic and the country that it is. It has its faults like any country does, but I really do love this place. Look at this. Look at this. This is just gorgeous. So back to breaking trends, working title, working YouTube channel name. I'm not sure exactly what I want to call the channel yet. Would some of you help me out in the comments and maybe say what you think of that name, Breaking Trends? I'm just curious. But like I said, I've been spending a lot of time outside the United States. So I enjoy lower cost of other countries. Like I said, one of my very first video actually was Mexico City, and I wouldn't say Mexico City is exactly cheap, but for all that it is cheap. I'll talk about it in that video, but it's a great place as well. I love Mexico City. But right now we're talking about the Dominican Republic, and let me give you this view's better. The beach, right? Beautiful beach. So I know a lot of people, breaking trends anyway is about I decided for myself I wanted to do things differently. So things that might not quite be so popular or a trend, I break that trend. So that's how I was thinking I came up with that name. It's not very popular to leave the country you grew up in, leave all your family, all your friends behind, and move to a whole new country and start all over and make a life there. And still have a residence in the United States and still have a place or whatever, but spending most of your time outside of that into another country is not very popular. So definitely breaking that trend of some people never leave their hometown. Some people never leave their state. Some people never leave their city. So done all that. I'm from a small town, and I've lived in some major cities in the United States, and I had some great experiences, but I just wanted something different. So when I came here, I said, I'll try it out for a year. Let me see how it goes. That's what I told people and myself. But that was one way I felt like I needed to be able to get over that hurdle of I'm leaving everything I've known for the unknown, right? You've known the U.S., you've known only English as your home native tongue, and now you're leaving that for a place that's not your native tongue, not what you're accustomed to, not only language, food, family, friends, everything gone. Starting over. And they're not gone. I mean, fortunately, the Dominican Republic is only a 2-hour flight from a lot of places in the United States, you know? It's close to New York, it's close to Boston, it's close to Florida, it's close to a lot of places. So, another reason why I chose to spend time here versus, I know it's popular right now. Thailand's very popular. I've never been. Looks like a great place. But for myself, I need to be close to the U.S. and this makes it convenient. I can be in the U.S. and I can be back in the evening, same day. Not the case if I leave on the Far East in Thailand or some Asia somewhere, But it's just all about what some individual wants. And I needed to be close to the United States. So I chose here, and it's been here for 5 years. Like I said, there's a residence in the U.S., but I have been here for 5 years, not in Miches, but in the Dominican Republic, and went through some different things as I've been here. Felt like at times that I wanted to leave. What am I doing? I'm not Dominican. Why am I in the Dominican Republic? I'm American. So what am I doing here? I don't, didn't know people. But that all changed. That all subsided. And I have fully integrated and made this place my second home. So I love the Dominican Republic. If you have questions about being here, feel free to ask in the comments below. This has been a great ride. What are some of the things I love about it? Well, low cost of living, lower cost, you know, if you're curious of an example, I can give you a range. In the capital, Santo Domingo, some people spend $400 for a 3-bedroom home. You can spend a whole lot more. You can spend thousands of dollars, depending on where you live. In Punta Cana, some people spend $700 a month, and some people spend thousands of dollars in Punta Cana. It's all relative, right? But the difference, I think, really is, if you compare that, it'd be pretty tough to find anywhere in the United States you could live for $400. Maybe it's possible. But it wasn't about living cheaply. In my case, everyone has their own desires. But I do like the fact that if you need to change gears, you can. If you want to live below your means, you can. If you want to live below your means and smart enough and invest in or Bitcoin or stocks or whatever you choose personally to invest in, that's an option for an individual. So I am grateful to have that option. Are there beautiful coasts in Florida? Sure, there are, in a lot of places. But does Florida have a $400 a month option to live anywhere? I don't think so. I could be wrong, you know. But again, it's not all about that. It's about breaking a trend, doing something different, something that I wanted to do. I wanted to live in a country where the cost of living is lower, in a place with beautiful beaches, and I had certain goals I'm working towards, and I'm happy that I've had good opportunities to help get there. So fortunately, my income is remote. So it's nice to have that option, but it's not the end all be all. I mean, there are drawbacks to working remote too. Yes, it's great to work remote and be able to live anywhere you want. Where some of the drawbacks are, you're working alone in many cases, and some people feel lonely, some people feel that it's not for them. They want to be around other people, and I completely understand and respect that. It's about what you as an individual want, not what anyone else wants for you. But this has worked out really well for me in 5 years. I'm very happy to have this experience, and I'm grateful. So what I want to also say is that someone close to me is also talking about moving to the Dominican Republic, you know, and they asked me, what should they do? I can't tell you what you should do. That has to be up to you. It's your life. You only have one. I don't feel in a position to give advice on anyone on what they should do with their personal life. It's up to that individual. But I told them that if it's something that is in their heart, and that's what they want from out of their life, then they could take a chance, right? What's the worst that could happen? You know? You could completely run out of money and you're in a tough spot, right? But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully that person is responsible, and if things aren't working out, then they get back to their good place and live where they need to in order to have their income coming in. But everyone has to be responsible for their own actions. So, but I'm curious with everyone here. What are your thoughts on having another residence outside of the U.S. or some people live completely outside of the United States? What is people's opinions? I'm curious because I know this is not something that's very common. I know this is something that's different, and it's not something that everyday people talk about. It's like water cooler, right? It's not like a popular topic at work, especially at work, right? This is different, and I've always thought of myself as someone that thinks differently than others. Not that it's any better or any worse, but just different. Who else feels this way? Who else feels like they would love to live outside the United States? That they want to change, they want something different for different reasons. Maybe it's costs of living. Maybe it's they want a better social life. Maybe it's they want to experience other cultures and food. Maybe it's just, hey, they're bored and they think it might be fun, right? That's the reasons, but I will tell you, it's been an adventure. And I wish I would have created content starting 5 years ago, just documenting my whole story when I first made this my second residence and everything. I have not regretted it. This has been a very positive experience overall. Every place, no matter where it is, has good and bad, positive and negative, but I think our overall journey in life, we have to appreciate the good with the bad, learn from the bad, improve the bad, but nevertheless be grateful that we're getting this experience back. Share with your thoughts.